Hello, Saints. I just want to do a short Bible study with you. It's based on one of the visions that the Lord gave me almost 3 weeks ago. I'll share the vision without interpreting it so that you get the vision first, and then we'll do a short Bible reading. Okay, in this vision, the Lord, I was just napping on my couch, and then the Lord showed me the people were so terrified. I saw people and I saw terror in their faces. And in this vision, I couldn't see what is it that was making them so horrified like that. But I saw that people were running into their cars and they were trying to start the engine of their cars, but their cars wouldn't start. I also saw this other group that was in a bus, and still that bus wasn't moving. Everything was not moving. People were trying so hard to start the engine of their cars, but it was just not moving. So then after that scenario, then my vision shifted to another scenario. Then in this scenario, I see us being up in the clouds, and we are in this beautiful celebration. But as we are there in that celebration, I see an opening, and then someone is being thrown back in. Someone is being kicked out. That opening, it happened as if it was so automatic, as if it was sort of an underneath automatic door, or maybe you put it maybe sort of a craft, and then there's sudden opening and someone is being drawn out, and that person was dressed in black. That's the end of the vision, where I saw that person being thrown out and screaming, and they were dressed in black. So after I had that vision, and I was like, God, who was that? Like, who did I see being thrown out like that? Firstly, I understood that it wasn't Lucifer, because other people thought that maybe it was the devil who was being thrown out. No, it wasn't the devil. And then the Lord made me to pay attention to what that man was dressed in, and how was that man dressed in. And I said, he was dressed in black. And then I started remembering every rapture vision that I've seen before. I've never seen anyone dressed in black and being raptured. So that was the first, and then I knew that, it explains it when the Lord will say that someone was thrown out because they were not dressed in that garment. But right now, let's just go to this small study. If you go to Matthew 22, when you read about the parable of the banquet, I won't read it all right now, but I'll just jump to verse 10, where it says, "So the servants went out into the street and gathered all the people that they could find, the bad as well as the good, and the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to see the guest, he noticed a man who was not wearing a wedding garment, wedding clothes. He asked, 'How did you get in here without wedding clothes, friend?' And the man was speechless. Then the king told the attendants, 'Tie him hand and foot and throw him outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and the gnashing of teeth.' And another translation reads as throw him, like that part. It says, 'Cast him into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and the gnashing of teeth.' So basically, that's what the Lord was showing. But it's amazing that when I read the scripture, I find even more evidence of the darkness that the Lord showed me, how dark it was when rapture was happening before, because most people, they have a problem of to say there's no way that it will be dark during that time. But when you read this parable, it says that this person was thrown outside into an outer darkness. So it shows that outside of the wedding feast, it will be an outer darkness. Then that's where the thick darkness comes from, where I said that when the Lord was first showing me rapture happening and showing me the date, and the first thing that I said to him, but why is the earth dark? It was dark at that time. And I know that most people will say, but then it should be a normal day where the people are going out, having a wedding, going out, doing this, doing that. Yes, it will be a normal day. It will be a normal day, because in most of the visions where I see that the start of darkness, or even hearing other people's visions who have had it, it starts suddenly. Most of people will see themselves maybe being in a marketplace, and then darkness is starting suddenly. And I will share also one of the latest ones that I had myself. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it was a high watch date for us. And then there was no darkness, and there were aurora lights, and there was that burst and MC4s that happened in the sun. And I was hoping for a bigger one than that, because I knew the one that I saw in my vision, how big it was, of a burst that I saw in the sun. And that's when darkness started. So I was hoping that we will have a bigger one. So if it didn't happen like that, then I started asking the Lord, is the darkness still coming, And amazingly, that day, then I had this vision. So in this vision, I was in a petrol or gas station that is just, I think 2 minutes, it's less than 5 minutes away from where I stay. But this cloud of darkness, when I went out of the gas station, I saw this cloud of darkness, and I was like, oh, it's starting. And I remember going into my car to start the car to run home fast, and the engine, it was just not starting. And then I said to my kids, then we need to walk home. And when I was saying that, as much as my home is 5 minutes away, then already those demons were there. Because I remember that I was walking against them, and I was saying this verse that I ran against the troop of the enemy. It was as if as I'm walking against them like that, they were just evaporating in front of my eyes. And some of them were such huge giants, but I was just going against them. And I remember that my children were holding me on my back. So it's more like I'm walking in the front. We're walking sort of a line like. And immediately it was completely dark. And we had to find our way home. Amazingly, as much as thick dark it was around us, but as for us, it was like we could find a way home. And I remember getting home that I even said, your grandma is not going to open for us, because she will think that maybe it's these creatures. So when we arrive home, let us just start saying Bible verses. And I reminded the kids to just say your memory verses when we reach home, so that grandma will know that it's us and she will open for us. So with that vision, after I had that dream or that vision, I knew that darkness was still coming, and everything that the Lord told me was still coming. Even yesterday, the Lord said to me, do not look at the dates that are far off, because others were talking even about the World Cup 2026 to look around those dates. But the Lord said the coming of the Lord is in this season. And it is now in this season. This is the season of the coming of the Lord. So with everything that we look at, and let us just look within the season. This is the season that the Lord has given us. Okay? I don't believe that we need to look in June 2026 or maybe even way further than that, because those dates the Lord said to me, they are off season.